share with you a story that will really make you think. There was a security guard, and he was a security guard on like a building site, and his job was to monitor everything coming in and everything going out. Anyhow, on this one particular day, 5 o'clock, the bell rings, all the workers on the building site go home, and he notices one of the builders, one of the chaps who worked on the building site. He walks to the gate where he's leaving with a wheelbarrow and with a small box inside the wheelbarrow. Security guard asks him what's in the box, and the worker, he says, it's just some sawdust that I've collected from the ground. It was waste anyway, and I'm taking this home because I'm doing some building work at home and I'm going to use it for that. So security guard says, okay, no problem, lets him through. The next day, 5 o'clock, home time, the same worker comes along again with his wheelbarrow, and again with a small box inside. And again the security guard asks him what's in there, and he says the same thing again. He says, it's a bit of sawdust that I've collected from the floor of the building site. I'm taking it home for the building project. Now this happens for a number of days. Every day, same situation, that man comes and he's got his box and his wheelbarrow and he's taking it home. And the security guard thinks nothing of it. And then about a week later, whilst this has been happening every day, the security guard, he says to him, what are you doing? And the worker says the same thing. He says, okay, well, I want to check what's inside the box. On this occasion, he opens the box, and what does he find? Exactly as the worker had said, sawdust inside the box. Again, he thinks nothing of it. And this guy, he continues to do this for many, many days. After a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, that security guard, his post was changed. He was going to a different building site to become a security guard there. And before he left, he saw this chap, and he says to him that, look, I'm going now, my job's here is finished, it's my last day. I'm not going to do anything to you. But he says, I feel there's a gut instinct that you were up to something every single day. He says, I just haven't worked it out. I'm going now, you can tell me, I'm not going to tell anybody. And the security guard, he says, it felt to me, I had an instinct that you were stealing something, you were taking something. What was inside that box that you were taking, which I didn't catch on to? And the man, he turned around, and the worker, he says to him, okay, look, well, as you're going, I'm going to tell you. He says, I was stealing something. He says, I knew it. Security guard, he said, I knew it, you were up to something. He says, what were you stealing? What was inside the box? He was saying, there's nothing inside the box. He says, what were you stealing then? He says, all this way through, I was stealing wheelbarrows. And therein, that story lies the lesson for us. What mistake did the security guard make? He focused just on one thing and one thing alone, the small box. He forgot to look at what was around the box, and in this case, the wheelbarrow. That was the bigger picture. He missed the bigger picture by focusing on one thing. And you know, in our life sometimes, we focus on one problem in our life, which is huge for us at that time. But we fail to look at the bigger picture. We look at one problem and we forget everything else that Allah has blessed us with. Or when we're in an argument with somebody, we've fallen out with somebody, we look at one mistake of theirs. One mistake we focus in on, we zoom in on, and we forget to look at the bigger picture about all of the positives in that person and what that person may have done for us. So I'm sharing this story with us for all of us as a moment of reflection.